Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. String, and I'm here to help you out with trying to find some vector files or files for your projects. One of the things that I constantly say is work smarter, not harder, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I'm going to show you resources that we, even as professionals, use to kind of help us save time because I don't need to redraw a wheel when I can download that wheel. And so let's actually jump in and I'm going to share my screen and show you, and then that way you guys can see what I mean. All right, so I'm going to go here first. This is a site called Vecteezy. Let's start with me telling you guys. So if you look up free vector files, you can find a list of sites. You got to be a little careful about this. Since we're a school and you're doing this for assignments, you have a lot of freedom. You can do certain copywritten things because you're not trying to sell those designs. But as you can see, Free Pick is one of the ones. I actually have the tab open. Vecteezy, it's a popular one. I like to use it personally. If you're looking for images, specifically like photography, Pixabay is a great resource. Free Vector is one I know about as well. You'll even find, Reddit where they go through and they give you some suggestions. Don't choose these. These are just pictures, but that kind of gives you an idea. I just simple free vector files, right? So one of the ones that I like to use a lot is Vecteezy. So as you can see, you can find photos, PNGs, PSDs, all these kind of different types of files. In this case, I'm just going to look up vectors. I do encourage you to look on here later and just explore for yourself. You might find some useful materials. But let's keep going because I need to show you how to filter out things so you can use the free stuff because you don't need to pay for this. So let's just say I'm going to type a wheel because I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I want to download one. So I'm going to type in wheel. First thing you're going to see is that there's also some of these that say free, and there's a lot of really cool rims up in here, right? All right, so let's filter some things down. First, content. We're looking at vectors. I don't care about the sort. The license type is really important because we need a free license. We don't pay for this, okay? So as a student, especially, and even as a freelancer, you're going to want to go through and look at this. But this whole explanation is going to focus on you as a student. So as you can see, these are all the free ones. That means I can download them for free. Sometimes it gives you what you want and more, and sometimes it gives you what you're not really looking for. These are cogs. Some stuff is basic. Maybe you're looking for, peeling out kind of stuff. Maybe you're looking for some action or high detail. Maybe you're not really looking for detail. So it's not too hard. What we're gonna do, I just honestly, let's do this one. I think this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna click on this. Vroom. This might work for a good logo. And you'll see free download. Now, I'm gonna explain some stuff to you. I want you all just to pay attention and keep in mind that since you're students and these are school projects, it's okay. We do have to be careful about copyright and attributes, and trademarks and intellectual properties. So this says attribute required. If you're going to make a video, you have to add vecteezy.com in the final credits. If you're going to use anything as a print, you must add vecteezy.com in the final copy, meaning at the bottom. If it's on merch, you have to put this somewhere in the final design. 6-point font is just fine. And then if it's going to be on the web, you actually need to put this link so that it gives them the copyright as well. In fact, I do technically have an example, and I'm going to bring that example on the screen in a bit. I'm going to have to surf and find it. So we got to be really careful about that. And then the free license, what does that mean? It means that you can use it. You have a legal guarantee of up to $500. You do have to do attributes. You can only do up to 50 copies. You can only have 10,000 views. It seems like they're pretty strict about it, but you got to think about the fact that if you create something, you want to make sure that it's protected. Like you don't want people stealing stuff from you. Okay, so we're going to go here and click free download. I don't log in. You're welcome to do it yourself. I think I probably have an account there. I just don't remember. I don't know. All right. So it's going to start to download in a moment. There it goes. And we're going to let it go. It shouldn't take this long. I'm not at school either. So, okay, did not take long. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this zip file for you. I got to bring it down here. And so this is what's inside the zip file. And I'm bringing this part to y'all's attention because um this happened. I had a student who got confused. So the PDF, this is the license information. You have a PNG, don't care. Now, if you end up with an EPS only, this is a vector file and it will open up in Illustrator. And then there's also an Illustrator file. So you want to use one of these two. Don't use the JPEG, don't use a PNG. Not if you're doing a vector file, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and open up this one. I just kind of walking you guys through a few things. All right, so check this out. These are generally all grouped together, right? But I can use the direct selection tool and I can grab certain parts and take them out. So this is how you can change something to make it your own. If you want to change the color, like maybe I want to make this a blue tire. Let's do a blue. Oh, that's a little, I like the slate kind of blue. And right there. Boom, there you go, right? So keep that in mind. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I want to do flames, which this goes into a gradient. And I would have to actually, I'm going to do it off to the side here. I suggest you guys look up gradients if you're interested in doing a gradient. No, that's not what I'm telling you to do. There, and then we'll grab this one and put it there. And then look, I turned the whole thing weird, right? So I just want you to know, like you can specifically move things around or take it apart, change colors, change the design as you need. But this is a much easier starting point than starting from scratch and trying to create all this stuff, right? So that's how you can go through and create. That is, oh, why it's not working. Okay. And that's how you can do something and create something that is from or grab something from Vector that's a free Vector piece for you to download, and then you can use it in your designs. So now Illustrator is crashing. This happens. So what I'm about to do though is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a design I did and how things like attributes and paying attention to copyrights, intellectual properties and things, why they matter. So I am a member of some organizations. We are Star Wars focused and I do a lot of designs for them, so I have to use design elements, but we also, because we use certain things that are copywritten and are in the Star Wars universe, we have to pay attention to intellectual property as well as copyright and trademark. And so this is a design I did, if Illustrator ever wants to open. This is a design I did that is a shirt. And so I'm going to show you guys inside the design where I had to include the Lucasfilms, LFL Lucasfilms licensing or whatever, to get their permission and whatnot. So this is a shirt that I designed. And the crazy part, so most of this stuff, like I created these, I ain't gonna lie. So here you go, LFL, copyright. So we actually did put it there because the Rebel symbol and Cloud City are the concept of Cloud City, and the planet of Bespin itself is actually copywritten by Lucasfilms. So we had to make sure we had permission, and that's our attribute to them. So, you know, something with Vecteezy, you might have to put vecteezy.com, just as real small. It can be real small. You really can't see it here. It will probably be about this big in real life. So it's not too bad. But there you go. That's an example of how to search for a vector file to help you build things. It's the best way to go about it. You don't have to recreate stuff. Don't take a photo of your sketch and then try to recreate your sketch. The photo of your sketch is to turn in, and then I want you to try to go and find the elements to put that together. It's like a puzzle. You're solving a problem there, okay? All right, guys, if you're running any trouble or you have any questions or you need a hand with anything, be sure to reach out to me. Otherwise, I'll see you in the classroom.